Hi, I'm going to teach you how to construct this Constable. So this is my trusty Constable I've been using for a while. So this is what it looks like fully constructed. Not too bad. You'll probably, I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out on your own, but there are a couple of tips that I can help with. So first off, punch out all the pieces. It's going to be easier to punch them out from there's kind of a really flat side to these pieces of chipboard, and then one with kind of rounded edges. So it's easiest to push from the rounded edges side. So that's the easiest way to punch them out. So if you're having any trouble and any of them are getting stuck, once in a while that happens with this kind of chipboard. It doesn't work from one side, push from the other. If you really have to, I suppose, just to make sure it doesn't like tear or peel, you might want to use a little knife or something if you get one like really bad one that just wasn't cut quite right. With this Constable, this main Constable piece, that's the only one with like this tiny little the smallest width edge, I guess, of any of them. So that's the only one that might give you a little bit of trouble. You have to be a little more careful with, just so you don't like bend it, like bend this this edge or anything. But they should come out pretty nicely like that. Sure you can figure out how to punch out the badges yourself. So when you have all the pieces, as you can see, you just make a little box and then you stick this guy through it. So this is the other part that you still have to punch out. This is the top here, and this one again, punch through the side, the rounded side. I wouldn't recommend punching from the really flat side. And then here, if you do have any trouble getting these out, or actually you might as well just do this because it's a little easier. Use your frame leftover scraps. And that is the exact width of these little slots. So if you use that to just push through, that's going to be the easiest way to punch these out. So I'll put those in a little pile. So there's these little edge ones too. So just take one of these corners and push it through. I mean, you can do it with your fingernails probably if you want to. That'll work. But just doing it with an edge like this, easier. So just do that. All these little edge pieces. I'm being a little reckless, but you may want to take your time, be a little more precise here. See how easy this is? If one of these corners starts getting a little bent, just switch to another corner. Couple more left, punch it through, go through. Okay, got them. All right, so now you're gonna make your box. So it doesn't matter which side these go in, they both have the same thing on each side, so don't worry about that. I guess I tend to have the super flat edge on the outside. But it doesn't really matter. But the one thing that is kind of important is to, it'll just fit a little nicer if you're pushing in through the rounded side. So you want the very flat side to be on top, and then the rounded side to be on the bottom, because these just push in a little easier on the rounded side. So push these two in. I guess I usually start from the wide edge like that. And then you've got the small one here, the small sides, and those push in the same way. If one doesn't fit quite perfectly through one side, just go through the other side, see if that fits in a little nicer. Make sure these are facing up, and push through here. Some will be a little tighter than others, but you'll probably be even a little more careful than I was here. All right, and so once you've got your 4 edges in, got your box here, Then this guy will slide through the bottom. So this will slide through like this. If it doesn't quite fit super nicely on hook in on these sides, you may just want to use your just 2 fingers here to just push them closed. Make sure that these are just tightly closed, and then this guy should slide nicely right inside and hook right inside like that. That's the next step. And then you've got this little tiny piece that will go like that, just to lock it in and make sure they all stay perfectly. And little guy, come on, little guy. All right, there he is, or she. Okay, so that is how you construct your Constable, and you'll never have to do it again. You just do this one time. Leave it. You can leave it fully assembled in the box, and you're good to go.